Hi there. Thank you for joining me. It's a delight to see you. And I am Alicia Rose, the author of Just Alex and my latest book published, Undermining Alex, which is the sequel to this book, Just Alex. It's part of a 4-book series, and for those of you wondering why they're different sizes, it's because paper costs went up since I published Just Alex in 2010, and I published this one in 2018. They have different size pages too, and there's more pages in this one than this one, but there's more words in the thinner one than the thicker one. I thought I'd share that little tidbit with you just for fun. Also, the font is a little different, and this is larger print in the smaller book than the font in this book here, in the newer one. See, it's smaller, as well as the pages are slightly different shade of white. See? And that's also because of the type of paper. Even though they're both recycled paper, it just turned out a different shade of white. And I'm delighted to share with you today what I have picked out to read, like I would if I was at a book signing. I'm reading to you out of Undermining Alex in Chapter 2, a little tidbit here, and I'm very excited to share with you some of my work. Upon entering the kitchen that was mostly a dining area with a long pioneer plain wooden table that filled most of the room with the matching chairs pushed in surrounding it, Alex heard Kel lovingly remind Joe about having to fit Alex into proper attire, the clothing and trunk issue, as well as Kel completing the regular morning chores. Alex felt a little uncomfortable as she entered the kitchen with them discussing the morning's earlier events, as if she was not present. "'Tis not so late, Joe," Kel scolded. "Come along, Alex." Kel gave Alex a conspiratorial, friendly wink as she recruited Alex's assistants, ending their discussion at the long, large butcher block countertop. Alex assisted Kel and the children, which correctly packing the backpacks. Alex felt more like a part of the family as she followed Kel's instructions. "Joe, me ear still ear you grumbling," Kel gave her husband a "stop that right now" look. "We'll have to pack double time fur to jaunt," Joe addressed all present in the homey kitchen. The 6 children groaned and simultaneously began complaining. They were very unhappy about double time. "Cease your caterwauling and do it." Alex watched the children move faster as they continued to pack their individual backpacks, while sneaking glares at their father. Alex noticed the spotless, shiny, yellow-flowered linoleum of the kitchen floor. She felt a twinge of homesickness for her home on Earth, simultaneously delighted to be able to look at the floor without worrying about the glow being harmful to one's eyes. Obviously, the glowing floors were an aristocratic luxury, Alex presumed, not missing the Palais de Royals. True to his word, Joe made certain everybody had their backpacks filled with plastic vacuum-sealed food packages, full thermoses, and canteens in record time. Kel had continued to whisper extra helpful instructions to Alex so hers would be packed properly. Alex had never fully comprehended the words double time and drill sergeant until she began making certain the appropriate things were packed for the jaunt by all. Alex felt as if she should salute each time Joe barked an order or tossed something to her. Each were further ordered to make certain their canteens were full of water, salt, and a lemon-lime mixture Kel had concocted the night before, storing it in what seemed to Alex to be a large built-in refrigerator with a sliding rainbow silver door. Kel called the concoction lime water. To Alex it looked questionable, a lighter green than any Earth sports drink. When no one was looking, Alex filled her canteen with plain water, capping it before Joe could inspect it. "Your canteen filled?" Joe asked, as they were departing with the children. "Yes," Alex quickly replied. She carried her backpack while following Joe, Kel, and the children out of the residence into the early, cool morning air. The sun had not risen enough to bathe the side of the planet with its warmth. The light pink sun hung about a few meters above the rolling hills. The sky was beginning to turn blue from the pinkest sunrise Alex had ever witnessed. Alex sighed, feeling a bit grumpy and chilly. She was not naturally an early morning riser, nor accustomed to this planet's humidity. Alex was grateful there were only cloud wisps floating above in the sky. Alex sneezed from the grassy scent exuding from the planet. She pulled from her bodice's hidden pocket a clean handkerchief, one of several she had found in the trunk. The handkerchief was delicate, edged with a dainty lace, and made from a very soft cottonish fabric, with a royal blue rose prettily embroidered on one of the corners. She used it to blow her nose into as unnoticeably as she could. She hoped her nose would acclimate to Ursissia's air soon. There were other Freeders outside gathering and mingling with one another in front of the hangar's entrance, out in the compacted dirt street. The street looked as if treated, wetted down by something in order to keep dust down. Joe hustled his family and Alex into joining the others. Kel looked relieved and whispered in Alex's left ear, "On time. Good. Let's stand over yonder." Alex followed Kel's lead, standing a little off to the side with the children, but within polite conversation range of the others. Kel politely listened as they discussed common, everyday tasks as well as mechanical and labor issues. Alex, not knowing their terminology, had difficulty following the topics they were discussing. Their accent made her comprehension difficult, too. Most readers talked slightly different, few in an identical accent. Alex's ears picked up double negatives in some of the younger Freeder speech patterns. Alex noticed that they were not corrected by any adult. She found this odd until noticing some of the adults employed double negatives too. None seemed concerned about grammar, unlike Proffeete had been when on Antarctica. He had taught her how to walk and converse like an Ursissian princess. Alex found the way the Freeders spoke refreshing, filled with adorable slang. Listening to the Freeders eased a fraction of her homesickness for Earth. Alex caught herself hoping her stay would be lengthy, but not to the point of being a financial burden. Alex remained quiet, feigning to be listening more than she was, while they conversed at what sounded like 100 kilometers per hour. Alex smiled when they did, including smiling when they laughed in order to cover up not understanding their punchlines. Alex watched without allowing others to notice, the sun slowly creeping up another meter in the bluing sky. The pink from the sunrise was almost faded. The large sun was gradually turning into a golden color. Alex enjoyed watching the sunrise, making certain not to look directly into the sun. She wondered if it was rising from the east like on Earth. There was no way for her to tell. It was a beautiful sunrise. Alex tried not to compare it with the few gorgeous ones she remembered viewing on Earth. To her, nothing was more beautiful than Earth's. A tinge of homesickness filled her being. Alex did not let it show. Instead, remained completely calm as if having a good time. She did not blame the Freeders for her predicament. Her real parents were the ones at fault. Alex wondered if her homesickness would ever wane into non-existence. She hoped it would. There was no going back. Alex had benefits like space traveling in spaceships, touring other planets, meeting friendly aliens like the Freeders, and being affianced to her handsome fiancé was indeed something to be grateful for, even if he did strand her on a foreign planet. Alex did not trust him to return. She knew he would. Being on Ursissia was a security measure for her well-being in her heart. Alex was certain of this, but did not care for being apart from her fiancé. Alex missed the loving attention he had given her. Alex missed his annoying habits. As soon as all the Frieders residing at the holographic lake were congregated in the dirt street, Jav, attired in a dark-colored jumpsuit, steps outside through the hangar's exterior door. All Frieders simultaneously ceased conversing. It was as if they had been watching the hangar's door. Each Frieder, without being told, took their places in well-formed horizontal lines. Kell and Alex stood an arm span. Kell, my apologies. See, I am definitely not a trained actress when it comes to reading. Kell and Alex stand an arm span next to her with the children in front of them. All were facing Jav. Evie was 2 lines in front of Alex and Kell. Alex refrained from growing when she realized they were lined up for calisthenics, as Jav, through arm motions and voice commands, led the stretching and bending exercises. Alex, as best as she was able, followed along. Compared to the others, she did nothing correctly and was undexterous, way out of her element. She felt like a fish out of water. Alex was grateful to be placed off to the side, more in the back, where few could notice her inept attempts at these exercises. Alex, completing what felt like an hour of calisthenics, Alex, glowing like an overheated horse, barely managed to keep up at the tail end of a line of backpacked runners wearing jumpsuits who ran as fast as horses. This was what they meant by the jaunt, all joining in a group morning run for the purpose of good health. The last thing in the universe Alex would have voluntarily participated. Alex barely managed to keep up for a little quarter of an hour. For a quarter kilometer. Again, apologies for not being a trained actress for the reading. Before finding herself completely out of breath, face to face with the dewy grass. The ground smelled sweetly of the grass, pleasantly fragrant, breathing raspy with her heart racing at a full gallop in her ears. Alex refrained from moving as she wondered if this was it, her last moment on this plane of existence. She could feel the weight of the backpack uncomfortably lying on her back, with its padded shoulder straps digging into her shoulders. She could feel sore places developing on the top of her shoulders from the rubbing of shoulder straps. Every muscle in her body ached. She could feel the body heat and perspiration exude from every pore of her body. Alex decided to remain momentarily face down until her breathing slowed to when she could breathe from her nose. She further thought it best to wait until the Frieders returned. Her entire jumpsuit felt as if she had run through several rows of sprinklers. Alex had no idea which way was the Frieder town. Her entire jumpsuit felt as if she had run through several rows of sprinklers. She had no idea which way was the Frieder town. I read that on purpose a second time, for emphasis. Never again, she hoarsely and gaspily whispered, trying not to hyperventilate from the unaccustomed exercise as she turned her face to the side with her left cheek touching the soft, moist grass. The coolness coming from the grassy ground felt good. "I'm too old for this," she muttered. And I do thank you for joining me. And excuse the glare in the glasses. Ooh, that was fun. And I had a wonderful time sharing this with you. And thank you to everyone's comments and to my subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me again for my second reading as an author. Thank you so much and have a great day.